Live. Hello and welcome to Live Coaching with Coach Castle. How you all doing today? Nobody's on here yet, but hopefully we'll have some people. So I do actually have some business to discuss first thing today before we get into coaching, because again, nobody's here yet. So bear with me for a minute or just skip ahead a minute or two till we get to some questions. The first thing I wanted to let you guys know was because you keep asking me about it, even though I've made videos and like 7 or 8 videos about how to make one as well as how to use one. I will. So all that the portable gym is, for you guys who don't know, is it's a gym that you can take with you anywhere. It's my design. I invented it, I guess. All it is 2 micro pulleys, a few clips, a very small 7-foot cable, 2 Velcro straps, and a handle, and a bag. The bag also doubles as a kettlebell. I'm a little fried today, my brain, sorry guys. I've actually made about 40 of these this week. Unfortunately, and again, I let you guys know I'm always transparent with you. If you guys make one of these yourself, it's going to be $28 upwards to $34, $35, depending where you get your materials from, Amazon or Home Depot. So that's if you make it for yourself. I encourage you to do so. If you want me to make it for you, for some reason, a lot of you guys want me to make it, I'll make it for you, but I have to charge a lot more. This isn't because I'm an asshole and it's not even my time spent making it. It's not really that hard to make these things. It's the shipping and the internet and the way I actually have to go about selling it. So if you want to get one from me, it's going to be either $80 or $100. I haven't decided a price yet, but they'll be going up on my Etsy store either today or tomorrow. Or you can just, contact me directly as you guys do via email or my social media accounts. The second thing I wanted to introduce to you guys today was something really cool. So this is the portable gym, but what I did was I used higher quality ingredients, if you will, and I made it better. So basically this is just a keychain gym. I actually carry this with me everywhere. You can see how small it is, and it's only 5 ounces. Now, to put it in perspective for you, this 5-ounce gym, you can perfectly target every single muscle in your body, and it holds up to 95 pounds. I've tested it with before it broke. So it broke at 105 pounds, not 95. But 95, I had no issue with even moving rapid, quick movements. And even when it did break at 105, it was simply a loop in the cable. The loop came out of the cable. So it wasn't anything dangerous. And then the final thing to go over, guys, is introducing a lot of things to my store. So in case you guys didn't know, I have the handicap bodybuilding book and flashcards. I have the easy to understand flashcards for your house. I'm also now introducing the perfect plan with the perfect flashcards, and they're actually demonstrated by me, and they have all of the steps which go with them, so you can't screw it up. It also explains how to create your own portable gym and how to use it for all of these movements, both in your house or at a park or anything else. I'm introducing Bulletproof Bodybuilding, the book which is already in my store, but I encourage you to buy my latest book, Coach Castle's Brick by Brick Biomechanical Bodybuilding. Again, this goes over everything you guys really need to know that you would hire a personal trainer or a coach or a nutritionalist or anything like that for. This 75-page book covers it. So just for your information. I also have my book, To Build a Castle. Now, this is a great book. It's one of my longer ones for sure, but the information inside is more about reprogramming your mind, your mental biases. There's a lot in there about exercise and stuff like that as well, but it's mostly about reprogramming your mind, this particular book. Then I also am introducing the Brick by Brick monthly tracker. You guys have been asking me for this for a long time, and I don't know why, I just never actually put it in my store, but it's the actual tracker that I use personally. I use it for my workouts, I use it for my cardio, for my daily activities, for planning my weekend, for planning my month. And again, guys, I know it sounds like I'm plugging my store, and I kind of am, because, money's money, promote myself and stuff. But in reality, all of these tools, they're on my store. They're $1, they're $2, they're $3, they're $5. My most expensive book is, I think, $10.99. They're all digital download. They're available immediately. Now, That's if you want to buy them. Same thing with the portable gym. If you want to buy it, go to the store and I'll sell it to you. If you want to buy the keychain gym, go to the store, I'll sell it to you. I don't care. I'll make it for you. I'll send you a nice note and everything else. But I encourage you to use your brains, to think critically, to build these things for yourself. I have many videos on how to build homemade workout equipment for little to no money, how to build weight racks, sissy squat benches, how to build a cable gym using your doorway, how to build the portable gym. I have all of these videos up on my channel, and I really encourage you guys just to do it yourself. Do the work yourself. Don't rely on me to do the work for you. I mean, sure, I can do it, but wouldn't it be nice if you learned how to do it for yourself? So anyways, I think that's all of the actual things I had to tell you guys. Other than that, moving forward, my latest book, this is a 10-step program to the perfect diet lifestyle, essentially, and completely explained. And any question you could probably, more than likely, have about nutrition, bulking and cutting, macros, micros, water consumption, sleep habits, breathing habits, any of these things, they're all answered in this book. Now, here's the interesting thing. Since you guys have been requesting it so much from me, I've already sent a lot of copies out of the first part of the book, but I have the first half of the book up on my Etsy store if you guys want it. This is the actual 10-step program. The only thing it's missing is the actual recipes. The second half of the book, which will be combined with it soon, is going to be all of the many recipes for you guys to learn how to use, to be applying to your life, everything from the actual meal prep recipes to overnight recipes to you name it, it's all going to be there. But for right now, a lot of you guys don't need the recipes, you just need the actual information. So the first 40 pages of the book is up on the Etsy store. You'll see it there. It's a great read. I highly recommend you guys get it. Eventually, I, of course, will be turning all of these books into audiobooks. I'm almost done my first one now. Oh, and then some further things. I just put up my lecture on hypertrophy I have been talking about. It's finally up. This lecture is 30 minutes long, and it comprehensively covers all aspects of musculature hypertrophy. So there are more than one ways, basically there's more than one way to grow your muscle, and for the longest time people thought it was just mechanical tension. Well, in this video I break down all of the latest science, meaning the science that came out this year, and the science which has come out last year, as well as all of the science that I already currently know. I put it together into a video explaining very simply how to practically apply these hypertrophy tools, essentially, to your workouts to promote maximum muscle growth, both, well, there's more than one way to do it, but basically in all ways, how to structure your programming, how these different ways work, what they're called, etc., etc., etc. It's being uploaded now. I've worked on this for a long time, and I highly recommend you guys check it out. Well, I still don't have any questions, guys. I guess it's going to be a slower Sunday today. Not sure why, but still just having trouble getting people on the live coaching. Either you guys are busy, you think you know it all, or you just don't know I exist yet. But live coaching from a high-quality coach is really something that you shouldn't be ignoring, at least in my opinion. Whatever questions you guys have about whatever it may be, I can answer it. So, I mean, now would be the time. I'm a bit different than Google. I don't give you all the bullshit answers. I don't give you the paid answers. I give you the real, honest-to-God facts and truth, whether you like it or not. And, of course, if I don't know something, I will, of course, let you know I don't know it. I won't lie to you. But, guys, I am here as a resource for you. Since there's so few people, it looks like I'm only going to be doing a 30-minute show today. So that means this live is going to be stopping in 20 minutes. So anybody who has questions, please put them in. If not, I'm probably just going to keep on rambling about something or other. So I'll be rambling at the moment about videos I'm putting up this week. For starters, I'm going to be putting up a lot of different videos about breath work and respiratory training. The reason for this is I know that there are not high-performing videos on my channel. I know when most of you guys see a video that has anything to do with meditation, breathing, respiratory, or correcting your posture, you ignore it. And I don't care, because these things are just as important and just as critical as your diet and your training. No one breathes correctly. It drives me crazy. Just like nobody exercises correctly, no one is breathing correctly. And guess what? Your breathing directly impacts your life, your exercise, your health, how you digest food, and many other things. Your breathing is critical. It's one of the reasons I spend a good chunk of time studying respiratory things. On top of that, nutrition. I put up a lot of videos about healthy eating, about eating correctly, about your microbiome and stuff. These videos do not do very well either on my channel. I don't care. I will continue making these videos, and I will continue encouraging you guys to learn more about your stomachs, to learn more about how you digest food, to learn more about correct breathing, correct respiratory health. These are so critical to your health, more critical than exercise. One of the primary things I probably say it almost on a daily basis with old clients and with new clients, present and past. People come to me because they know me as the biomechanics guy, the guy who knows all about exercise, biomechanics, this, that, and the other, the hypertrophy guy. He's going to build your muscles, etc. What is not discussed is that I only spend about 5% of my time with my clients addressing the actual exercise portion. The rest of it is spent on everything else my clients have no idea about, which impacts their musculature growth. So I spend most of my time talking to my clients about their psychology, about their expectations, about their goal setting, about making progression, about improving their respiratory health so that they can control their moods, about their supplements, about their nutrition, about correcting their microbiome, about I'm not going to get into it, but most of my time I spend with clients, just like the first time you all heard about biomechanics and biomechanics blew your mind. Well, I'm routinely blowing the mind of every single client I speak to, just talking about basic things like you're walking wrong, you're running wrong, you're breathing wrong, your posture needs to be fixed, your muscles are tight, these are locked, these are shortened. This has almost nothing whatsoever to do with your time in the gym, beyond the fact that a healthier body performs better. If you're breathing better during the day, you'll be breathing better in the gym. Breathing better meaning your body's performing better. I'm just going to leave it at that. You'll be getting more sets, more reps, more volume. You'll be less stressed. Your central nervous system takes less damage. You recover better. As to why you would not want to improve your breathing is beyond me. Same thing with posture. Beyond me why you wouldn't want to improve your posture, and many other things I speak on. Now, believe me, I notice. I check my channel regularly. All of these videos I spend considerable hours on with the postural correction, the respiratory, and all these other things that I teach clients regularly. They have the least number of views. And I don't care about that. Again, I really am going to continuously urge you and beg you guys to correct your breathing, correct your diet, correct your sleep, correct your lifestyle. Stop thinking all of the answers are in the gym. Once you understand the correct way to biomechanically exercise your muscles with correct hypertrophy principles, that's done. It's just a matter of consistently applying yourself 20 or 30 minutes a day, couple days a week. That's it. What about the rest of your life? How are you standing? How are you sitting? How are you breathing? Are you digesting food? Are you eating the right food? Are you eating sufficient protein? Are you getting your micronutrients? Are you deficient somewhere? I could keep going. These are the actual things that matter to your health and your recovery. The only thing you're doing in the gym for 30 minutes is breaking your muscles and stroking your ego. Then you're getting out of there, and in order for those muscles to grow, you must prioritize your recovery. And everything from breathing, nutrition, and sleep is all included in this, and many other hundreds of things that I just haven't had time to make videos about. But anyways, enough of the ranting. I'm sure I got some questions by now. Are there negative implications for the heart doing just muscle workouts and little cardio? Yes. Yes, there are. I don't even want to get started with this, but guys, I say this all the time. I'm just going to keep this very simple. It is an extremely, very dangerous and very foolish thing to do, exercising and not performing cardio. Exercise is not cardio. I don't care how fast you lift those weights. It's not cardio. Taking a walk in the mall is better cardio than that. Okay? Soccer is not cardio. Basketball, baseball, these are not cardio. None of these things are cardio. Cardio has very specific definitions. I'm not going to get into it too much, guys. I have other videos, I have many videos about cardio. But the heart is the most important muscle in your body. And I would much rather you performed correct cardio than you spent an extra hour in the gym building your muscles. As I just addressed, you should only be working out 20, maybe 35, 45 minutes at the maximum, a couple days a week. What the hell else are you doing with the rest of your time? Do your cardio. It will improve your training. It will improve everything. It's going to keep you healthy a lot longer than your workouts are. But just a real simple answer, guys. Do your cardio. I do cardio 7 days a week. Hi, Coach. I know that squats are ineffective for muscle building of the glutes, quads, and hamstrings. Are doing bodyweight squats useful from a practical standpoint for an older person? Yes, actually. I would say that you phrased that very nicely. They're not very efficient at growing those muscles, but they are useful for other things. So keep all this pretty simple. When we get to older people, some of the things that go are muscle groups which are not used frequently in the elderly, which causes imbalances, again, going back to their posture and their breathing, and it leads to a whole bunch of problems. So just a very simple example that this is often, literally something I deal with all the time, is the psoas muscle. Now, this is also known as your hip flexor, and it is the muscle which connects inside of your pelvis and is responsible for the lifting of your upper leg. Most people confuse this with training their lower abs, which, as you all know, don't exist. There's no such thing as lower abs. But anyways, so when the psoas are weak, not only can you not really lift up your foot to get over obstacles or upstairs, etc., resulting in a higher likelihood of falling or anything else like that, but the psoas are also intricately connected with your pelvic floor muscles. Now, for those of you who are unaware, your pelvic floor muscles are kind of like a netting or a webbing inside your pelvis, like actually in the inside of your pelvis. And kind of they sit there, and you have your, well, basically you have your urethra, your anus, and if you have a vagina, if you have one, those are all kind of holes that your pelvic floor controls. Now, elder people, it's, kind of always humorous, but, they have to have diapers. People say, oh, they're blah, 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 they can't control their bladder, they have to pee all the time. Well, this is because they have weak psoas in most cases. Now, there's other reasons for this, but weak psoas is the most common one that I see. So if you have very weak, you have locked short or locked long psoas, you can't use them very well. And these, again, are very intricately connected with your pelvic floor muscles, which control a lot of different functions. Now, your pelvic floor muscles are also intricately connected with your diaphragm. Now, your diaphragm, if you want to think about it like an upside down bowl, and your pelvic floor muscles are like a smaller bowl underneath them, and you want to have the top bowl, your diaphragm, resting evenly on top of your pelvic floor muscles. Now, if you have imbalanced psoas, what happens is that your pelvic floor muscles basically deteriorate, they slip out of place, and of course, resulting into poor diaphragmatic breathing and a whole bunch of other things. Basically, the entire body of the elderly person is compromised. So why am I going off on a tangent about all of this? It's because in the elderly people, you in particular should be paying close attention to several things. One, eating more protein, because you don't digest protein as much. Two, you're going to want to be doing exercises which force you to move naturally and normally. So again, another one of my favorite exercises for assisting an elderly person coordinate their body, re-strengthen these muscles to kind of load the neurological connection to their muscles, is a basic squat, but it's heel elevated. So you'd be raising your heels up 2 to 3 inches on like a dumbbell handle or a brick, or just a couple books or something. You then position these in a slight V shape, roughly a foot in front of a wall. You then stand on them with your heel, again, elevated, toes down. The purpose of the wall is to force the elderly person to keep their torso vertical even as their knees drift over their toes. Now, what this does, if performed correctly, they go all the way down and again, all the way back up to a full standing position. This will help tremendously with the correct lengthening of their actual muscles into the correct respective places where they're supposed to be. Shortening muscles, they'll be strengthened. I mean, it's I don't want to get too much. It's a whole bunch of things. Body weight squats are really, really good for postural corrections, for working on your breathing, for working on your equilibrium, for your vestibular system, for many, many things. It all just depends entirely on how you perform it. Again, I could keep going about this for a long time. There are many different variations of squats, standard leg lifts, different standing positions, different hopping positions, jumping positions. All of these, they might seem very deceptively simple at first glance. You might just literally, it might appear the person is simply standing and lifting one leg. But there's actually a lot more going into it. They're focused very carefully on their bone position, where their pelvis is being held, the actual style of breathing they're employing. It's usually the simple, basic things which have the best results. And again, squatting to standing is something that we've really done evolutionary-wise forever. It's a very important movement, but that doesn't mean you should be doing it with a loaded barbell or any kind of weight on your back. I mean, you guys all know the reasons for this. The back would be the longest lever. Most of the strain is placed on the back, compressing of the spine. It's not efficient loading for any of the muscles in your legs. It primarily loads your rector spinal. I mean, I could keep going, but I have other videos about why the squat's not very good. Suffice to say that, yeah, you should be doing some things. Perhaps I will be making videos for just the elderly at some point. At the moment, I don't have too many clients who are elderly, but it wouldn't hurt, I guess. So I'll get on that soon, I suppose. Let's see here. Hello, my knees get very sore and painful when performing sissy squat. Any advice to help relieve this problem? Much appreciated. Okay, so it could be a couple things. Generally speaking, if your knees are getting sore while performing the sissy squat, I'm not trying to be an asshole when I say this, but you're probably performing it wrong. There are many different ways to perform the sissy squat. Not all of them are productive, and some of them are more harmful than others. So, was it Colin, I believe? Colin, if you have a moment, put in the comments exactly how you perform your sissy squat. If you use a sissy squat machine, if you do it with holding onto something with one arm, with a weighted vest, what position is your torso in? What position are your lower legs in? What position do your upper legs end in, etc. These kind of details, as detailed as you can, and I'll get back to you. It just could be a lot of things, so. Moving on to the next question. How did you manage to train to get a full split, or is it genetic? Are there benefits of a full split? Oh, good question. I'm not sure how you know I was able to do a full split unless you watched the video. But just for the record, so you guys know, I have a video up. It's actually an ongoing series. I'm working on the next video in the series this month as it is. But it's basically, I learned 3 skills in a month. And in this particular video, me learning to do a full split, it took me 31 days. And I did it at the same time as learning how to draw a human person on the whiteboard, the musculature system, as well as how to do a unassisted standing handstand. Now, each one of these activities, if I'm remembering correctly, the drawing on the board was exactly 5 minutes every single day for 31 days. The handstand was exactly 1 minute every day for 31 days. And then the split, I think it was 10 minutes. I can't remember exactly. It was 4 or 5 minutes, I think. It was like 4 or 5 minutes. I can't remember. A couple of days were longer, but regardless, I have the video up as to how I did this. It took me 1 month. I'm not special. It's not genetic either, by the way. Anyone who tells you that is just, again, they just don't know what they're talking about. Anyone can do a full split. Anyone can do a full split. Now, genetically, people have different size pelvises, different size bones, different locations of the actual bones. So performing a full middle split, you have to understand what your bones look like in order to do it. But in all actuality, the reason I made this series is demonstrating what can be learned in a month. So for only 15 minutes of effort a day, basically, I learned how to draw anatomy on the board, how to do a full middle split, and how to do a handstand. And again, that's 15 minutes combined for all 3 of those. So check out the video if you haven't already. It is a really good video. I'm adding another one to it this month. It's where I do a pistol squat, a one arm push up, and a specific breathing technique. You guys will see at the end of the month. But again, it's just showing people that all of their excuses are lies and bullshit. It is not true you don't have time to learn how to do things. It's just utter horseshit. If you understand efficiently training and efficiently practicing, you can learn stuff super, super rapidly. It's a matter of being consistent and practicing perfectly, very focused and mindfully every day. So it's not genetic or anything else like that. It's simply I was making sure I had enough sleep, I was making sure I was hydrated enough, and I was making sure to perform the split in the proper way daily for a couple minutes. That's all that was. There's nothing special about it. I really like to be clear about that, just because I get it all the time. People think I'm a freak of nature, I was born different or something. I'm supposed to be a 135 long distance runner. Those are my genetics, not to be a 210-pound guy. I have to fight my genetics daily. I have to have all of the information I have and I teach in order to keep my body the way I want it. Okay, next question though. Holding onto a bar mostly while leaning back. Also has been doing pendulum sissy squat. Oh, okay, cool. Well, if you have been doing the pendulum sissy squat and you enjoy doing that, I would just say keep doing the pendulum sissy squat. It's actually a slightly better resistance curve. You can actually increase your sarcoplasm more, you'll have a better growth effect in your muscles performing more reps with the pendulum squat because it's a better resistance curve. If you want to do a sissy squat, not do a pendulum squat, basically for variation's sake or something, I would really encourage you to use a machine to do it, or just get 2 adjustable pull-up bars for your doorway. That's a very simple, cheap way to do it. I have multiple videos about how to do a sissy squat at home, how to do a sissy squat at the gym, different ways to use different machines to do the sissy squat properly, comfortably. But just a big reminder for everybody, and I don't know why I see people do this, but when you're doing the sissy squat, you have to understand that the load which is being transferred to your quads is your torso. So basically everything that's above your pelvis is the load for the sissy squat. So if you're performing your sissy squat and your torso is vertical, you're not really putting any load on your quads. If you're doing the sissy squat and you lean backwards, the further backwards you lean, the longer the lever and the more weight, as well as the more weight magnification because of the longer lever. This is why when I do my sissy squats, my torso is completely horizontal with the ground. This is maximally loading my quads. This is loading my quads with about 150 pounds of weight. Doesn't translate to load, but it's like 150 pounds of weight, and that's the weight of my torso from pelvis to head. And that's because I'm parallel with the ground. It is a maximum lever and I'm weighted in the maximum way. I see people doing sissy squats wearing a weighted vest with their torso vertical. It's stupid. Take the vest off and lean backwards 3 inches. You just did the same thing. So anyways, I hope that clarifies. Stick to the pendulum squats, or please check out my videos on sissy squats, how to perform them correctly. And again, just understand that your torso is the weight. When you're doing squats of any kind, I don't usually advocate chaining them together either, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't do that. Go 1, reset, catch your breath, rebrace, do another one. 1, catch your breath, rebrace. There's no benefit to chaining your movements together unless you're specifically looking for increasing the sarcoplasm in the muscle. There's no benefit to it. So again, just food for thought, guys. I'm going to start wrapping this up. So any questions you guys have, leftover questions, put them in now, please. I'm only going to keep this open another minute or 2. So whatever questions you have, throw them in. And I'm going to shut this down for the day. And I'm going to remind all you guys again, check out the video I'm uploading right now. Should hopefully be uploaded in just a minute. It's my hypertrophy lecture. It's 30 minutes long, and it's really cool. Mike Menser has said protein is not too important in building muscle. Okay. Now, Mike Menser never said that. You must have a minimum requirement of protein or you will not grow muscle. End of story. Even when Mike Mentzer was on his fucking ice cream diet, he made sure he had his minimum requirements of protein, which, if I'm not mistaken, at the time was 200 grams of protein. And he was getting that from his ice cream. Okay, so protein is important, as are amino acids. You will never, ever, ever, even if you take steroids, build muscle if you are not consuming adequate protein. The easiest rule of thumb to follow, and again, I have many videos on this, many videos with Jerry, Bill, and a bunch of other people about this particular subject. It's not just me. It's very simple to understand. You want to basically have 1 gram of protein or 1.5 grams of protein if you're older or enhanced for every pound of lean muscle mass you wish to have. So if you are overweight, 250 pounds, but you should be aiming at ideally 200 pounds of lean muscle mass, that's what's underneath your fat, you should be consuming roughly 200 grams of protein. Unless you're an elderly person who is 200 pounds, so you're a 60-pound elderly person, I would up that to 1.5 grams of protein. And if you are enhanced, meaning steroids or SARMs or anything like that, I would again, more protein, 1.5 grams. It is extremely important. It's also increases thermogenesis, meaning you burn more fat. It keeps you feeling full. Many other things. There are no negative impacts to consuming too much protein. I just had a Mythbusters episode with Jerry Brainham where we talked about this. There are no negative consequences to consuming too much protein. You can't even do it if you wanted to. So I hope that clears that up. Menser never said that. Yeah, I just said that. Are there risks of building too much muscle, like an increased load in the heart? Yes. Yeah, actually, no, 100% right. Yes, so the body does not actually truly know the difference between you being a 300-pound muscle mass monster or you being 300 pounds of fat. It's the same amount of strain on your heart. Difference being, if you're a 300-pound muscle monster who performs cardio, your heart will be enlarged and able to handle the demand much better. You'll actually be healthier slightly. That being said, in order to get to that level of extreme muscle mass, guess what? Yeah, you have to be taking drugs and steroids and everything else. You must be, or you cannot achieve that. Just like if you're a woman, I don't care what the hell you do. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you have me as your coach for the next 10 years and I make sure every single day, workout, meal, everything is perfectly. If you're not taking drugs, you're not going to get big muscles. It's impossible if you're a female. And if you are a natural male, unless you're taking anabolics, you cannot achieve that level of muscle mass. It's impossible. Impossible. You cannot actually achieve a high enough level of muscle mass that would put you in, like, it would put your health in some form of risk. You can't do it if you're natural. It's not possible. You have to take drugs in order for that to happen. As for myself at the moment, I don't know if I would consider myself optimal muscle mass. As a matter of fact, I know I can get bigger. For those of you wondering, I think I've been over this many times, but I've taken steroids many times before. I know quite a bit about steroids. I doubt I will probably ever really share the information outside of my clients for obvious reasons. But that being said, for almost all of my training, I didn't take steroids. I'm not at the moment. I haven't been for a little while. I usually wouldn't encourage their use unless you have, good reason and you know what's going to occur, the side effects and everything else. You're fully planned and prepared. As for my optimum muscle, I really don't know what it is. I don't really know if most people do either, for that matter. I'm just going to keep training as hard as I can, as intensely as I can, as intelligently as I can, forever. And whatever I end up with is going to be the best. It's going to be my genetic limit, whatever that may be. I don't plan on taking, and I never have actually, for that matter. I've never taken large amounts of anabolics as it was. I've always frowned upon it. I use the minimum amount possible, as is intelligent, obviously. And again, I don't really plan on to keep doing that unless I need TRT to keep me healthy or anything else like that. So I don't know how to answer that question, except I feel very happy with the way that I look. At the moment, I'm currently 195. I'm, lean, looking good. I feel good. I sleep good. Everything's good at the moment. no worries. But again, one last thing I would like to end with this because it was brought up a couple times. Guys, please do your cardio. Cardio can be something as simple as taking a 45-minute walk outside, listening to a podcast, walking with your wife or your partner, of whatever kind. This is fine. Just make sure it's a nice brisk walk. This is fun. There's nothing wrong with this. Do that. That's great cardio. Don't do nothing. That is not a good idea. No, that is a surefire way to have some form of health issue. And I don't want to get too much into it as well, but a lot of health issues are also genetic. A lot of people just have them and they're not even aware that they have them. I could have one and I might not know about it. I don't know. I hope not. Don't jinx myself. But anyways, guys, that's it for today's live. I'm going to end it here. And just a reminder, guys, I showed you already, but I got the new keychain gym. If you guys want one, let me know. I'll make it for you. Portable gym. Again, I think you guys should make it yourself, but if you want me to make you one, it's on my Etsy store. It is going to be more expensive, though. I have all of my new books, my new cookbook, handicap flashcards and plan, perfect flashcards. I got the new flashcard just released this week, and the cues, that's on my Etsy store. I have my book, Bulletproof Bodybuilding. I have my book, Coach Castle's Brick by Brick Biomechanical Bodybuilding. I highly recommend this one. I have my monthly tracker. I have my other book, To Build a Castle. And I have about 10 other tools and daily planners and things for you guys to use. Please go to my Etsy store. Do yourself a favor. Buy these materials. I spent God knows how long making them. It's my brain on paper. It's all the stuff I say here. It's all the stuff in my 600 lectures on YouTube. And it's a lot more stuff I haven't even put into videos yet. I highly recommend you guys buy these, not just to support me, but for God's sakes, it's $5 or $10 for information you can have for the rest of your life, which isn't going to change, which is the best possible information you could have. Just buy it for a friend who doesn't know anything. It'll blow their mind. It'll be a fun gift. I mean, just food for thought, guys. And of course, always remember, please like, share, subscribe, comment, even a comment like for the algorithm. Thank you for the video. Anything like that is all very helpful. Do I have a book on setting up a home gym? Yes, sir, I do. You want this one. This is the one you want. This one explains absolutely everything, what to purchase, how to set it up. Let me see if I can, yeah. It's got 4 pages explaining and demonstrating exactly how to do it with the flashcards to go with it, guys. It's super cheap. It's very easy. You only need one of these. Well, 2 would be best, but that's all you need. You don't need anything. My home gym, you guys have seen it. It's not a complicated setup. It's a couple pulleys and a couple cables. I only have like 180 pounds of weight in my gym. That's it, because I know how to train intelligently, you know? But anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful. Tune in next Sunday. Don't forget, same thing, same time. And I hope this helps everybody. Have a great Sunday.